Tim Anderson. Today is May 25th, 2021. I wanted to go over some details I've got from the Virginia Supreme Court. We sent out for statistics about 2 weeks ago. Those statistics came in today dealing with concealed carry violations. Now, I've already posted the chart and probably already seen the chart if you're connected to our page, but I want to explain what we have and why it's important. All right, so first off, let's take a look very briefly at Virginia's concealed carry law. Essentially, the law is 18.2-308 of the Code of Virginia, and what it does is it makes concealing certain weapons, mostly firearms, but other things like switchblades and ballistic knives, machetes, things like that. It makes it a Class 1 misdemeanor to carry those in public concealed from the common observation of the public, hidden from common observation. And then it talks about other types of things for second, third offenses and things like that. So what happens in Virginia is that, and most of the time this is how it happens, in a traffic stop, a police officer will find a gun in your gym bag or will find a gun in your purse. You know, they're going to say, hey, do you have any weapons in your vehicle? And most honest people will say, yeah, I have a gun in my purse or I have a gun in my gym bag. If you have a gun in your gym bag or your purse, you must have a concealed handgun permit in Virginia. Otherwise, it's a crime. It's a Class 1 misdemeanor. Class 1 misdemeanors are punishable by up to a year in jail, a $2,500 fine, and you lose your firearm. And so a lot of lawful gun owners get caught up in these concealed carry snafus, these legal things. Now, Virginia has an exception in vehicles, for instance, that you could have your gun in your glove box, and that would be legal. You don't need to have a permit to have a gun in your glove box. But in your car, somewhere else, like in your purse or in your gym bag, you would have to have a permit. Otherwise, it's a crime. Now, other ways people get tied up with concealed carry is like if you're riding a motorcycle and let's say you have a gun on your hip and you're in a holstered position. That's called open carry. You don't need a permit in Virginia for open carry. But if your shirt falls over your gun, now it's concealed. A lot of guys on motorcycles get charged with that. Or if I'm wearing a gun on my hip and then I put my jacket over me, then I would need a concealed carry permit. A lot of lawful gun owners get charged with this. And the problem with this is that you're not any more dangerous to society. There's no public safety issue here. If I can have a gun in my glove box and that's legal with no permission, but if I have a gun in my car in my gym bag, I'm now a criminal, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make me more safe, more dangerous, less safe, less dangerous. This is nonsense. And the only way to get permission is you got to fill out a form. You got to take a class. That doesn't even require you to shoot a gun in Virginia. You got to take a class. You have to then go and pay a fee to the government. And if you pay a fee to the government, then they trust you. It's the biggest scam I've ever seen that is just commonly accepted by Virginia. So I'm talking about this because I am for concealed carry. One of the reasons I'm running for office is I want to make constitutional carry the rules in Virginia. We should not have to ask the government for permission to carry a gun in our purse. We should not have to ask the government for permission and pay the government a fee for permission to carry a gun in our gym bag or under our clothes. We're not any more dangerous to society with a gun under our clothes than we are with guns on top of our clothes. There's no statistics out there that support such an absurd presumption. So I asked the Supreme Court for statistics. I went back 2 weeks ago and I said, hey, I want the 2019 and 2020 statistics of every Virginian who has been convicted of a 308 offense, which is a misdemeanor offense. I didn't ask for the felonies. I just asked for the misdemeanors. All right. And so I got this response from the Supreme Court of Virginia. Okay, this is their response, and they gave me this Excel spreadsheet. And what this Excel spreadsheet here does is it tells me, for instance, here, Albemarle County gives me the case number. I can expand these fields so you can just see at least the first couple. All right, but it tells me the case number of the case. It tells me the race of the defendant. It tells me the code section, which I asked for only 308 offenses. Whether they were guilty and what was the disposition date. All right. And so I took all of that data and I turned it into a pie chart. And that pie chart is what you have seen on our page that was just, just below. Now, why I talked about race in that pie chart is because the left almost about race when they're trying to advance their agenda. And so when you look at what they did with marijuana, it was all about race. The black community is being overly charged with marijuana. We have to make marijuana legal because it's impacting black people. We have to pass a social equity bill with marijuana to balance out the inequities that the black community has suffered under marijuana. And so I created the pie chart to just show you that this is also something that is disproportionately affecting black people. Of all of the convictions between January 1st, 2019 and December 31st, 2020, these are all the convictions. Almost 1,594 convictions were from the black community, which is disproportionately higher based upon how many black people live in Virginia than it should be. Black people in Virginia, the black community, are being crushed statistically with concealed carry violations. Now, I don't know the details of every case. I can't tell that from the statistics. I don't know what the facts were. I don't know if the gun was under the guy's seat in his car or was on his clothes and a shirt covered it up. I don't know those. I can't get those just from looking at the statistics. But what I can tell you is that that the black community are getting disproportionately larger convictions for concealed carry violations. Now, if that was the case with marijuana, they would be talking about that. They would be like, hey, we need to make marijuana legal. And in fact, that's exactly what they did. They did this same methodology. They took all the convictions, and we have no idea what those convictions were for. We don't know if the guy was smoking a blunt walking down the street or if he had a little roach in his car. We don't know that, but the Democrats did the exact same thing that I just did here, and they said, look at what is happening to the black community. We must legalize marijuana, and they rolled through and did it. But when the exact same thing is happening with concealed carry, they're not doing it because that is not part of their agenda to make concealed carry laws go away, and they need to go away. Anyway, that's why I put the race up there. Now, my name is Tim Anderson. I am running for the House of Delegates. I'm going to propose constitutional carry because we should not have to ask the government for permission to carry a gun in public under our clothes or in our purse or under the seat of our vehicle for self-defense. That's what constitutional carry is about. Please share this video. Get the narrative right when you're talking to your friends about this because it's not a black thing, it's not a white thing. It's ridiculous that we have to ask for permission from the government to carry a firearm for self-defense. My name's Tim Anderson. Have a nice day.